All right, welcome back, y'all. Saturday afternoon. Right now, we got a back testing session for y'all. If you haven't followed me on Instagram already, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Wells Trades on Instagram. Make sure you go follow me on there, and we're gonna get right into it because I got stuff to do today. So this is a weekly back testing session. We do this every week in the Discord. Also, they're also watching as I'm recording this, and yeah, man. So we do this every week, and we live trade every weekday from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So make sure y'all take advantage of that right now. You get a 14-day free trial as soon as you sign up. But with no further ado, let's get into it. So y'all know what I do. I mark out my Asian session highs and lows. And y'all know I also mark out previous day highs and lows. And previous day low was here, this low that I already got marked out for the week, technically. So I can remove it if you need me to, just so you can get a better, clear view. All right, anyway, let's get into this day. This is Monday morning. Wait for us to come into a key level, which we came into this Asia high. And you want to scale down to the 1 minute time frame or to any lower time frame. For this example, we're going to see what we catch here. All right, for this example, we had came above Asia high. We got some moves up here, but the trade that I ended up catching was here. So let me break this down. We came above Asia high. We got nice moves up. I think I didn't take any trades until after 10 o'clock because there might have been news Monday. Can't exactly remember. Or we were just going into the market slowly. However, when we got these moves up, I wanted us to see previous day high, but we ended up getting a fair value gap out of this high that we were going into. Formed a fair value gap. I waited for a market to test into it, which we did here, and we made a lower high. So for this example, it wasn't a crazy move, just clearly a 1 to 1.59 risk to reward. I was taking really 1-to-1s mainly all week, but we made a lower high, came to the fair value gap, rejected. I entered on this candle here and only targeted this low because if we were going to go higher, we would have to come down and sweep this low, considering we made a lower high here. So I just took pros here, in which we did. We made a lower high. We made a lower low, and then we ended up bouncing up higher. So I just capitalized on that trade, and it's real simple for real. Those are just little base hit trades that I take when my other strategy isn't really presenting itself, or if I already missed my trade on the day. I'll take little trades like that have high winning percentage rate. Tuesday, we come into Tuesday. Again, marking out Asian session highs and lows. And London session highs and lows. As you can see here, previous day low would have been about down here, which we didn't really get touched, but I'm going to go mark it out anyways. And previous day high was clearly up here. Now, we came into a key level down here at the Asia low, scaled down to the lower time frame. It doesn't look like we took a trade this day. I thought we did. I thought we had took a trade this day. However, it doesn't look like we did. But anyways, if we would have taken a trade, we came down into Asia low. We started forming multiple fair value gaps down here. This was the first fair value gap here. Let's go to the 2-minute time frame. I believe we took a trade this day. I don't know why my execution isn't on, but okay, we came down to today's low. We formed these fair value gaps. Then we ended up forming bullish fair value gaps also, but we still got mad fair value gaps here. So I even went down to the lower time frame. I mean, not the lower, but the 3-minute time frame. Let me see if there was a 5-minute fair value gap here too, because there's multiple fair value gaps on every one. 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. There's mad fair value gaps. Okay, so yeah, we got a nice 5-minute fair value gap here that got formed. And considering market had got a push up here, so this candle closed pretty strong. Then we started wicking. So I was patient through all this, most likely. And then we got this huge candle up move here at 11:50. I usually don't trade till after 12 o'clock. But we got this nice move up here at 12:50. And we formed a bullish fair value gap after invalidating that 5-minute fair value gap. So we can take this one off. That got invalidated. Then I went to the 1-minute time frame. And as you can see, as soon as we came back and retested into that, I took calls after we had this breaker structure here with this candle. Here, stops below this low. Nice risk to reward. We're targeting usually 50 points. So that would have been about right there. And as you can see, the trade worked out. A lot of you guys would have got stopped at a break even here most likely, but if you would have just stayed, well, I guess, yeah. You probably would have got stopped out of break even on this trade. I mean, we got a nice push up here. Clearly knocked out a 1-to-1 for sure. And then it came all the way back down. Yeah, this trade would have been a break even trade. So that was a break even trade on Tuesday. Monday was a winning trade. Break even trade on Tuesday. And now let's get into Wednesday. Wednesday was PPI, but I still took a trade on PPI. And we actually got a nice little beautiful trade during this day. Asia low, Asia highs, market, Asia highs and low market, London, Asia. I don't know why I cannot speak, but London highs and lows, Asia highs and lows. Anyways, that's that. Previous day low was way down here. Previous day high would have been about right here, but we had already ran through it. Market came up into London high here. We had a good push up through London high. Market wasn't open yet though. Then we got this nice move, rejection down. We inversed this 15-minute candle. I think there was a higher fair value gap though. I was looking at the hourly. Yeah, our first trade, we were looking at this hourly fair value gap here when we first came into it at market open. Most likely, I'm pretty sure that's what we did. Market came into that hourly imbalance during market open. And this is how we call our trade to the upside. So even though this 15-minute fair value gap was here, we came into this hourly fair value gap. The higher time frames hold a higher power. Came into this hourly fair value gap. We were doing nice little chops down here. I was waiting for a fair value gap to get inverted, which we did here. However, I didn't take this trade yet because there was news at 10 a.m. or I usually take a trade after 10 a.m. or something like that. Anywho, we were chopping down in this range. I was waiting for the inverse fair value gap or a break of structure, which we kind of got a break of structure out of this candle here, right here on this top. I took the entry here, and the rest is history. Clearly a 1 to 1.45 risk to reward on this one. Not too bad, but I still capitalized on this trade. Went to the Instagram and I seen a lot of people really caught this trade. Something I could have did better on this trade is I should have had my TP at this high. I had it at this high when I was live trading it with the Discord, but I ended up selling early. Excuse me, and we clearly wicked into that high and then chopped for the whole rest of the day for real. Well, not the whole rest of the day, but we started chopping very extremely after hitting that high. But that's where I should have held my TP2, and I would have capitalized on that trade. Now let's go into Thursday. Thursday here, marking out the Asian session highs and lows. Clear sweep of liquidity here on Asia low. This was a CPI candle. London high was here. London high also had got ran into, so I took that off and I just marked out this hourly high, which was like about right in here, I believe. Yeah, I ended up marking that high up. I had that high marked out. Well, we actually kind of ran that high too. Pre-market, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, this was the high I used. The high of the data candle, news candle. So as you can clearly see, we swept Asia low at 8:30. Started getting legs up. Market opened, and it was a very strange day. I did not trade the CPI, that's for sure. I didn't trade CPI this day. So I mean, if you want me to try to find a trade through here, I can try to find a trade. But I didn't trade CPI. We were chopping a lot in the morning. And yeah, there wasn't really a trade for CPI, so I didn't take a trade during that day. Some of the days you got to stay away from the market. So there's no point in me trying to find an execution in there. There's not really, I don't want to make y'all get used to taking trades on those days when you're not supposed to be trading those days. Anyways, London lows down here. And we got London high here. We have formed a SMT. I remember this day. We formed a SMT here on NQ and ES. As you can see, ES had a lower high, and NQ had a lower low. So we formed that. I went down to I was on the 2-minute time frame, how I found my entry. It's not marked out, but we had this rejection down. We had a clear draw on liquidity, which was the daily. It was this daily draw on liquidity. We was clearly gravitating towards that level, and pretty much we hadn't hit it yet. So we got this nice move down. We formed this 2-minute fair value gap. This fair value gap got formed. I was waiting for at least a retracement into it to go lower if we was going to go lower, but we didn't. We had inversed it clearly here, and just took calls from this candle up to previous day high with stops right below this candle here. These ones aren't 1 to 2 trades. However, you could have rolled this trade up to a 50 point, which is usually our TP. But previous day high is a very key level, drawing liquidity. So we could have tapped it and then rejected really, really hard. So I just didn't want to, mess up the trade. I went break even around this level right here, though. As soon as we came to above this high, I broke even there and just let it smack the drawing liquidity on the daily time frame, and that was really that. The market has really been kind of not in my favor lately because I haven't been able to catch my full 1 to 2s. So it's like not liking the price action so far in September either. But hopefully we can get some nice movements next week. This week coming up on Monday, we have inflation. We have FOMC. Um, all those red folder news this week. So market is definitely going to give us a crazy move this week. So stay tuned to that. If you want to go join the live with us in the Discord, make sure you hit the link in my Instagram bio and take advantage of that. But overall, it wasn't a great week. I could have did better, but I think I went like 3 for 4. Excuse me. I went for 3 for 4 for the week. So stay tuned, and I'll get back to y'all next week with a backtesting session.